who has started a refinery business of refining, crude in Nigeria, is coming with a goodwill, as many, of course, are stating, even though others are saying that, well, he's a private entrepreneur. It means that he will also be looking forward to making profits. But be that as it may, if himself is already facing certain challenges as he does at the moment, where we have seen allegations, on that refinery only a few weeks ago regarding the importation of adulterated petroleum products and relatively other critical energy security issues. However, as at yesterday, it was in plain sight the fact that the House of Representatives has decided to dissolve the current joint ad hoc downstream and midstream committee, which was investigating the importation of adulterated products, petroleum products, and other critical energy security issues. Now, that decision was made after two lawmakers denied calling for the removal of Mele Kyari, the Group Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, that's NNPCL. So the House is now looking forward to forming a new committee with the same mandate, consisting of members selected for their expertise, competence, and integrity. And that is making, Nigerians want to put a laugh on their faces now and saying, hey, so the first committee that you set up, what happened to it? Like, they were not having competent people. And remember again that the Dangote refinery had come out saying that, look, all of that is not true about them, that there was no high sulfur in the crude and all of that, that these are just allegations that are put on them just to give them a bad name and make them seem like terrible and run them out of markets. Little wonder, if you also recall, we saw on the headlines where Dangote had come out as saying that, you know what, government or NNPC, come and buy me off because, I'm sick and tired of this back and forth with you guys. I wouldn't want to fight you, but you want to buy me off so that I take my hands off this so you can control, all of these resources. And that way, maybe there won't be adulterated petroleum products anymore. What do you make of all of these?
You see, it is there's no gainsaying that corruption is neck deep in the oil sector in Nigeria, and that there are certain interests that are against the interests of the country at the moment, and has been. Have you ever asked yourself, how come it has been so difficult for the NNPC to rehabilitate and put to use its four refineries? Is it so bad that nobody has the technical capability in this world to fix it? Is it so bad that all the money we have spent was not enough to make it produce? And then you have people working in the refinery who are on the government payroll for doing nothing. That has been like that because certain interests are vested, heavily vested in the importation of fuel. There are allegations that some Nigerians have a blending plant somewhere in Malta. There are several allegations that Nigerians have refineries outside in different countries where they make this and import this into Nigeria. So it is not going to be strange if we see elements within the government trying to shut down the prospect of Nigeria beginning to produce. And this is why I say that the president, whom our constitution has given so much power, should wield the sledgehammer in this kind of issue. If you truly have the interests of Nigerians at heart, this is the time for you to use your office to wield the sledgehammer. Even if it's an ant, kill it with a sledgehammer so that people will know that it is no longer business as usual. We must fix the Nigerian entity. We cannot continue like this. If you want to benefit, go and sell off that refinery and bring the money here, come and build it here. If I were the president, I'm going to extend a lot of this out. I'm going to call you and say, look, I know that you have this investment here, you have this investment there, and because of it, you are part of those frustrating the development of such and such sector in Nigeria. I'm going to give a pardon. You go and bring your investment and come and put it here, and we'll do everything we can to protect it. However, that is going to be generating income for the Nigerian economy. It's going to help our economy grow, and it's going to help our people get. But for you to continue to develop other economy at the expense of the Nigerian economy and expecting us to always pander to your will at all times, it's not good for the nation. So what you are seeing today is what former President Muhammadu Buhari said, that each time you fight corruption, corruption is going to fight back. Somebody made a post on Facebook yesterday and I saw it. He said the Nigerian system has been rigged such that it penalizes good deeds and then rewards bad deeds. And that's what you are seeing today. On what basis is the committee being nullified? And what is the basis they are going to use in setting up the new committee? What is their own definition of the impact of time and timing on this investigation? So if you allow me to think it in my head, I would think that somebody is going to use delay tactics to make the issue go down, and then probably we continue to hear squabbles here and there, and the Dangote refinery never comes off stream.
Right. Well,
but let me also put it out there that if the Dangote refinery fails to succeed, let me use that language, we should forget about foreign direct investment. Because if an indigene, a citizen of Nigeria, comes up with such a humongous project and the system kills it, no investor outside the shore of this country will ever contemplate bringing money into Nigeria. The only type of investor you are going to see are the type that will come to scam us.
Even when we see the CBN continually raise the MPR, monetary policy rates, which of course is supposed to attract FDIs. Just saying.
You see, investment. Right. Investment. Thankfully, that's my area of specialization, finance and investment. Now, when it comes to investment, it is not a linear equation of 2x plus y is equal to z. And so if you adjust the value of y or adjust the value of m, you are always going to get z plus x. No, that's not how it works. It is a multi-dimensional issue where there are several factors that plays into it. While you calculate your return, there is another component which we call risk. So if you say, if you put money in my economy, you are going to get a return of 32%. I, as an investor, I'm going to sit down and calculate what is the risk attached to that my investment. Yes, your investment return is set at 32%, but what if my risk is 37%?
Okay.
That means there is a 3% negative difference. I will never put my money there. So we have an environment that is highly risky. So no matter how much you increase the interest rate, it is not going to attract anybody. For instance, I read an interview with a foreigner once when he said, they asked him about investing in Nigeria, and he said the conditions within the country does not encourage investors. That, for instance, if he is to have an issue concerning the land where he's going to build his facility, which court can he get judgment in 1 week?
Wow.
And I asked myself, I said, that cannot happen. If he gets into a problem with a contractor who is supposed to supply certain raw material, in which court can he get judgment in 3 days? If it's payment issue, in which court can he get judgment in 24 hours? Because there's the time value of money. And in the supply chain issue, any slight change affects production. And that production that is disrupted can cost you millions or running into billions. You can even lose the contract of supply to certain entities because they will go to alternatives. So these things are not properly set yet. You see our financial institution where money gets drawn from people's account just like that. And then you see the bank trying to dodge responsibility. You see the regulators trying to dodge responsibility. So all of these things are still there. And again, when you continue to raise the MPR, you are strangulating SMEs.
You're strangulating
why?
what?
Because
You're strangulating.
You are strangulating. You are strangulating. You are killing the local SMEs.
The local, okay, all right. I get that.
Yes, because the cost of capital will become very high. You understand me?
I get that, yeah.
Cost of capital becomes very high, and they are unable to borrow to produce. So most of them will shut down. And when they shut down, we have few goods in the system, and then we have more money chasing these few goods, which naturally leads to inflation. So you see what I mean?
Yeah. So is a.
I was listening to an expert on BBC the other time, which I shared his thought, and he said the time where we think that increasing interest rate will always reduce inflation, that the time has gone. That perhaps we should start looking into other factors that may influence inflation rate.
Right.
Because not only in Nigeria, in the UK, in the US, and in some other developed country, they also raise interest rate to curb inflation, and it didn't work. So it is time for scholars to go back to their offices and start researching on what other factors have bearing on inflation.
All right, Mr. Agaba, I'll put it back to your thoughts right now. Let's just go take a breather. When we come back, of course, there is something that I'm going to bring, to your notice, as well as begin to take, hear from our family members as they're already wanting to add their voice to the discourse, right? So you might want to just stay on a little bit as we get this breather. Yes, it is Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. We are that audio-visual radio station that gives you that audio-visual experience that you can count on anytime, any day. Let's go pay some bills or just take a little bit of breather. We'll be right back.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Your number one radio experience you can count on. Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
My people, the thing where they happen for my area,
Do you think I will now find out that you have contract to bring fresh girls?
I brought you from the gutters. Who gave you all the connects? MDG who? Without me, you would have been nobody. But
Join Media Coalition and Awareness to Halt Human Trafficking, MICA, on I Wish I Knew radio drama every Saturday at 10 a.m. Let us join hands and kick human trafficking out of our communities. I Wish I Knew radio drama, brought to you by MICA in partnership with the National Agency for Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NAPTIP, and funded by the Embassy of Denmark in Nigeria.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Please listen to this infomercial.
Good day, listeners. I'm Dr. Frank, the coordinator and the chief executive of A-Level School of Basic and Preliminary Studies, announces supplementary admission into IJMB program for Mararaba, Kubwa, and Suleja Resource Centers. IJMB is an acronym for Interim Joint Matriculation Board, moderated by Ahmadu Bello University Zaria, licensed by Federal Government of Nigeria for 200 level admissions into any university of your choice without sitting for JAMB or post-UTME to study nursing science, medicine and surgery, pharmacy, law, engineering, and so many other courses of your choice to meet up with your friends and colleagues in 200 level instead of waiting and wasting time. Lecturers and secretaries can apply for immediate employment. Hostel is available for all IJMB students. Cost of admission form is 15,000 naira from our Lazin office at Sky Limit Studies, Muga Plaza, behind Zenera Secondary School, opposite Umar Farouk Global Enterprises, Mararaba, Nasarawa State, or Learning World at El Nuru Barao Plaza, Kauram Panteka, by Mayor Bus Stop, Suleja, Niger State. For more details, you can call the coordinator on these numbers: 081 21097 007. I call it again: 081 2109 7007 or 070 25 20 4933. I call it again: 070 25 20 4933. Come and enroll for IJMB program moderated by Model University area that can qualify you to study your dream course in any university of your choice without necessarily going through the rigor of JAM or post-UTME. Thank you.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
All right, that's what it is. 42 minutes gone past the hour of 9. And yes, we are still talking Obasanjo's call. Yes, Obasanjo's made a call. Obasanjo's call. And of course, matters that concern the energy sector in Nigeria. To put it in the right perspective, it will be to say Obasanjo's call and Nigeria's energy sector development. Still with our guest in the person of Mr. Agaba Wilson Agaba. He's a business financial consultant and public affairs analyst. Well, we should get into taking your calls because from now up until we close, except for the close remarks of our guest, it will be your voice and your thoughts being shared right here. Let's take this one now. Hello and good morning. Okay, that's a miss now. Taking yet another one. Oh, that's yet another miss. Right, the number would be 0907-353-0044 or 0908-766-8888. The WhatsApp portal number, please don't send a WhatsApp voice note. Just go straight and send a WhatsApp message and make it short and simple. Very important. It will be 0909-705-4450. Go straight to the point as you put your calls through and your thoughts. Hello and good morning.
Good morning, Edua.
Good morning to you, please.
Edanaja is my name.
Elder, welcome aboard. Let's get into it.
We should be sincere to ourselves.
Yeah.
In NNPC, if my president did not dissolve NNPC, nothing is going to work there. My president is one of the oil this in before he comes to be a president of Nigeria. You know, in and out of NNPC. You know, say there's a cabal there. Cabal, they don't allow a refinery to work. And then the same cabal don't allow the Dangote refinery to work. There's many instructions you give to them when you go to carry out. The cabal are so strong there. If the president were to do us favor, dissolve NNPC, dissolve those NNPC. Come on, the cabal hand for oil industry in Nigeria. If you let it go, those people, most of the people importing this foreign to this country, they are cabals. They can never allow Dangote refinery to work.
Okay.
Any instruction you give to them, you can't do it.
All right. Okay.
If you want to do it, it will dissolve NNPC.
Okay.
Thank you very much. God bless Nigeria.
Right, thank you very much, Elder. Elder says, dissolve NNPC. I guess that's why the Yoruba says, Kokorotinje for Idiafoluwa. In other words, I think the weevil that eats the plant is right under, in its roots. Well, let's go get this one now. Hello and good morning.
Good morning, Uja.
Yes, good morning. Alamin, welcome aboard.
Yes.
Let's get into it.
Yes. I greet our guest. He has said it all. My joy in all of this is that I'm very happy, alluded to the fact that our problem did not start 1 year ago. I remember vividly under Obasanjo, I was in, I think, primary school. Then, the popular O&O. The rumors that were going around was the full meaning of the name was Obasanjo and others. I mean, O&O filling station.
Right.
I remember other platforms, that. So, what am I saying? Nigeria, our system, the political class would always use the divide and rule approach. Whenever the government is in power, there is always this, how will I put this now? We will always try to read ethnic meaning. Until Tinubu became the president, Dangote was the reason. I'm quoting the misconception. Dangote, was the reason the Nigerian government does not want other entrepreneurs to grow. According to people, the conspiracy theory was that Nigerian government is killing other businesses to favor Dangote. But suddenly, Tinubu became the president and he's trying to introduce some policies. Suddenly, now the same voices are now turning against the government that, it is because Dangote is from a certain region, the president is trying to do this. And I'm happy that Dangote has come out severally to even confirm that Bola Ahmed Tinubu less than more than 10 years ago encouraging to start a refinery. Where that very refinery is situated in Lagos Free Trade Zone is a legacy of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And I'm happy with all of the effort that has been taken. I want to just ask the president, try as much as possible to fight the cabal. However, The cabal are, these are a group of people that have amassed billions and trillions of naira over 20, 30 years. That they are too powerful. They are so powerful that they have everything it takes to destabilize the country.
Right.
If the government do not apply wisdom in tackling them, that is why it is very delicate to fight them head on the way people expect. Thank you so much.
All right, Alamin, thank you so much right there. Let's get back with you, Mr. Agaba Wilson. Agaba, you've heard Nigerians speak. However, some experts in the oil and gas sector have said Nigeria was not ripe to stop the importation of refined petroleum products. And they're asking the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, NMDPRA, not to bow to pressure. Now, experts have also stated this in the wake of allegations by the NMDPRA chief executive Farouk Ahmed that the Dangote refinery wanted him to stop issuing licenses for the importation of fuel. Now, Ahmed held that he did not grant the request to avoid monopoly and ensure energy security in the country, right? And this comments, from the regulator appear to have irked Nigerians, many of whom have called for his removal. When you put all of these together, based on what family members have said, and of course the intel I just gave you, what comes out of it?
You see, it is very easy for us. Look at Malaysia, look at Singapore, look at China, look at this, look at that. We are quickly to give an example of other countries when they do well.
Right.
One thing, though, that we are very lazy about doing is figuring out what they did to become what they are today and talking about how we can do the same thing. We don't like the process, but we just want the results. You see, when Dangote says, stop issuing licenses for importation, I think it is not just about Dangote's business, because we are to sell the refined product. Dangote will not have problem selling it. It is located right by the ocean in Lagos. So when he refines it, we just put it to a ship and send it elsewhere and earn foreign currency. But we are talking about the value of our naira. The naira is under pressure. And if it is under pressure, why are we issuing licenses for people to go and import when we have a refinery that is going to produce more than enough for our daily consumption per day? It doesn't make sense. Dangote once mentioned, and I agree with him, that if he was just looking at being rich, he would have gone to invest his money in Google, invest his money in Apple, or invest his money in one of those big businesses in America, and he will get returns of billions of dollars. But he wants to leave a legacy. He wants to contribute to the Nigerian economy. However you look at it, that is how I want to look at it.
Okay.
All those who have allegedly taken their money to go and hide somewhere in other countries, is money adding to our country? Dangote could have decided to join them to go and put in other countries. But he decided to put it in his fatherland. Let's appreciate that. And let's not look at it that Dangote is being selfish at any point in time.
Right.
If you think that is going to result in monopoly, what is so difficult in the NNPC, a department of which the NMDPRA used to be? Why is it so difficult for them to fix our existing refinery? I expect them to expedite action. When the Buhari administration gave the contract of rehabilitation, they told us 18 months. Has 18 months not passed? The Ahmed Farouk has been there. He was there when that contract was given. The current person was also there. What have they done? Because the Dangote refinery was long come, did they just wake up today to realize that Dangote refinery was going to be completed one day? And are they going to tell me that certain agreement was not reached with the government before Dangote decided to put $20 billion in this economy? I mean, let's not try to name a dog a bad name only so that we can justify killing it.
Okay. Dangote
has done his part. The government should do its part. There are other modular refineries too. Will Dangote force them to produce the same standard as him? We have the Standard Organization of Nigeria. We have the NNPRA, other organizations that are supposed to ensure quality of the things we consume in this country. Let those ones come to work.
All right.
So it is very important that we stop putting pressure on the naira. It is very important that we start eating what we produce and producing what we consume.
Okay, well, that's it. Let's just take yet another call now. Hello and good morning.
And good morning.
Yes, good morning
my
to you.
Brother.
Welcome aboard.
And good morning to my brother also, Lalikon.
Yeah.
My name is GB.
Oh, it's actually Agaba Wilson, Agaba, not Olaliko. Anyways,
yes,
go ahead.
You are speaking very well. But I want us to look at it this way. Dangote is a private company that came in now. Some people have been importing diesel for years long. And if Dangote is coming into the industry to now be producing in Nigeria, you can't shut them out of business. And you can't force them to buy from Dangote. It's a liberated market, it's a good market. It's Dangote that will make his own cheaper to attract them to be buying from him. Not that because Dangote has come in, you now say, look, nobody should import fuel into Nigeria again. It's a liberated market, and people should be allowed to do their business. Yes, if they want to import, it will build pressure on Naira. At the same time, if Dangote wants us to do business, it's in a free trade zone. He can decide to sell to Nigeria. It's in a free trade zone. Let's look at that factor. That he cannot say, I'm not going to Nigeria. He can buy his crude from anywhere in the world and sell at any price he wants, even to the West African country. So what I'm saying is that because Dangote has come in now, we now stifle and make life difficult for those who have been in that business, who were invested into it. Dangote came in about 2 or 3 months ago and said that the diesel they are importing to Nigeria were dirty and are not to standard. But the same diesel have been driving on the truck all over Nigeria. It's not anything before they're producing. All these cars are using on the same petroleum in Nigeria. Why is it that Dangote will say that the diesel being imported to Nigeria, they are dirty because his own is coming upstream.
All right,
now they gave it back to him again and say, okay, your own also is dirty. The Nigerians now say no, they hate him, they don't want him to do business. I think we should be very objective in our contribution. Okay. The market is elaborated already, it's regulated already. If we want to import. I can import today and that's Nigeria. I'll set at any price I want. That was also to not that the competition. So we should not stifle other people who are into business because everybody has coming. That's my conclusion. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, DB, for that one. Now, I know that we've got a couple of messages. Oh, my goodness. Anyways, I'll try as much as possible to just run through all of them. I see this one right here is coming from Samuel. Well, he says the government is not... Samuel from Kuje, this government is not sincere with Nigerian populace. They say one thing and they're doing the opposite. Since the president said that NNPCL will be supplying Dangote with crude oil in Naira, I ask, why are they not supplying the crude oil to him? Monkey hand is trying to resemble human hand in this issue. It is only in Nigeria that the matters that will help the masses and not given urgent attention. Nigeria will be great again. It is only a matter of time. Thank you, UD, and warm regards to your guest. All right, thank you. I see this one. It says it's no longer business as usual. I think that is what is causing a lot of hullabaloo that we are experiencing presently. We are going to come out of it strong. God bless Nigeria and make it safe for all of us. Sanusi texting from Suleja right there. Thank you, Sanusi. And to this one here, good morning, Daniel. I'm listening from Nasarawa State. Please, I want to ask your guest, does it mean Dangote has money more than Nigerian government? How can it build a world-class refinery in few years? Why Nigeria as a country continues to struggle to revive one refinery? Taken Bihundu right there from Nasarawa State. Well, I see your message from who now? Abbas, but this is just way too long for me to get into it. Well, Mr. Agaba, some question that Turkambi has raised and some other concerns. Why has the Nigerian refinery not worked when one man, Dangote, is building a $20 billion refinery and has built it to completion, and we're still struggling, he says, as you put a cap to all of these?
Well, definitely we know that everywhere in the world there is more bureaucracy involved when it comes to the government trying to do a thing than it would be in the private sector. The private sector understands the time value of money, so they always have their goals set, in order to quickly begin to put their money to use. The public sector, there's always too much bureaucracy most of the time. and that's what's happening in Nigeria. Only that the case of Nigeria, it is so because of corruption.
Right.
All of us know that people pursue their personal interest as against the interest of the country. And that most time begin to hinder the speed with which these things are done. I think the NNPC should be ashamed of itself, and they should start doing the right thing, because they have not been able to revive our refinery, and just an individual was able to come in within a few years and build this kind of refinery. The NNPC should put his acts together and start doing what he's supposed to do and stop all this.
All right.
Then overall, I want to
in one line or two.
Nigeria.
In one line or two. The time is not on our side now. Yeah.
I want to appeal to Nigerians. The idea of thinking that yes, people had licenses before, and as such they should keep importing. Why do we need to put pressure on our currency that is adversely affecting our economy when we have an alternative? Dangote will not have a problem in selling his product. We are at the losing end, and so we shouldn't encourage that.
Okay.
People who have licenses to import should start building their own refinery too,
all right,
so that they can get crude in Naira.
All right. Thank you. Far too kind cannot go any further, but I want to say a big thank you to you, Mr. Agaba Wilson Agaba. We will have more conversations in due time. Thank you for your thoughts.
You're welcome.
Right. And yes, thank you to each and every one of us. You've made this a spectacular one. We will continue this journey even tomorrow. 10 o'clock will be time for the Midday Extra Show. My name is Udwak Daniel.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
This is Eagles 102.3 News, your number one radio experience.